we've got the money shot. I look super exposed up here. Like I said, like I feel like I have all these like tiny burps inside of me, but they aren't like showing themselves. Expose yourself.
You said that like,
oh, there it is. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. If you're not, why not? Make it happen, or bitch in the comments if you want. That's totally cool. So today I'm here with Jessica,
hello,
my good friend, and we are talking about Riverdale.
Yes.
So we're doing like a season 2 discussion. As you guys know, if you're here, probably season 2 ended just 2 days ago, and we are talking about from the hiatus, like from the Olympics hiatus where they took 2 or 3 weeks off. So we talked about episodes 27 through 30 over on Jessica's channel.
Yes.
So you guys should totally go check that out first and then come back here. The link will be the first link in the description. And then we're going to start on episode 31 here. And we're going to go episode by episode. So if you haven't finished it yet, you don't have to worry about spoiling yourself. You can stop before you get to the episode that you watched last. Or the...
Yes.
You know what I mean. Like,
yes.
do what I mean, not what I say. Yeah. Also, if you're new here, I'm Taylor. It's nice to meet you. You should totally subscribe before you leave and like this video. If you like it, I really appreciate it. It helps out my channel. If you don't like it, you don't have to, or you can like leave a hate comment. Like, whatever you want to do is cool. Like, it'll only hurt my feelings a little.
Sounds good. I think I'll leave a hate comment.
First thing, so we're starting off with a musical episode,
yes.
right? Yes. Yep. Okay. So this is episode 31. Wait. 3-1.
Yep.
Or 3-1. Alice comes in and she's going to be playing Carrie's mom. And the very first note that I have is that Kevin says, like, there's nothing worse than age-inappropriate casting.
LOL.
LOL. If you guys don't know, the guy that plays Kevin is 29 or 30. Like,
yeah.
He's an old-ass man. Like,
and
he's grown.
They're playing, like, 16-year-olds. So...
Okay.
Josie. In real life, she's, like, 30.
Really?
Yeah,
she looks so young. Black don't crack.
I think so. If that's wrong, I'm sorry. But...
yeah, she looks super young. Like, she looks the closest to 16, in my opinion. Like...
yeah.
It felt very out of the blue to me that Betty hated Veronica. Like, we were talking about over on Jessica's channel, like, they got in a fight basically over whenever Ethel handed out those flyers about Veronica being terrible, and Betty didn't know about it apparently. And I didn't even realize, like, she said, I can't be your running mate anymore, but I didn't realize she was, like, genuinely mad at her. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, this episode, like, there is a strong hatred. She's like, screw you.
Yeah.
This felt kind of out of the blue for me. And I might get, like, you guys might not agree with me with this, but I feel like, Veronica and Archie should break up. I want them to break up. Like, whether it's, like, whether they break up and, like, come back together or they break up and see other people, I just want better for them. Like, their relationship is so surface level to me, and all they do is make out and try to, like, fill Hiram's agenda. Like, they have not had time to love each other. Like, the only thing, like, I don't know, their relationship, I just don't love it. I just don't, it doesn't tug at my heartstrings at all. It literally just is. Like, they're together because they're together.
Yeah, there's a huge difference in their relationship and in Betty and Jughead's relationship.
Yes.
Like, it's like, Bughead is so, like, passionate, and, like, you can tell there's an emotional connection.
So deep.
And then, what is it? Varchi?
Vardy.
Varchi, they're like, I don't know, like you said, they're just like surface level.
Yeah, they're just like, they're like, we're both hot. Like, we both probably have abs, let's like make out. Jughead and Betty are so, like, their love for each other is so deep. And I, like, their relationship is just about them. And it's about, like, how they feel for each other. There is no, like, agenda that they're filling. There is no, like, trying to impress each other's parents. Like, sure, Betty tries to be a serpent, but, like, it's not necessarily, like, that's not necessary for their love. Whereas for Veronica, if Archie doesn't impress Hiram, like, that's it.
Yeah.
And, like, that's so shitty. Like, no.
I just get this weird vibe from Ethel. I don't know. I know she didn't, I mean, I don't think she did that thing that tried to kill Cheryl with the bag. I think that was, like, the Black Hood or whatever.
I honestly think that might have just been, like, a coincidence, like, because those kind of, like, freak accidents, whenever that happened, I was like, who said Macbeth? who said Macbeth in the theater? I don't know. To me, that wasn't something, that was just like a creepy thing that happened, and then I think the Black Hood was like, that was me.
I'll take credit for it.
Yes, it's like how ISIS claims everything. Yeah, right. I don't believe ISIS does every single bad thing that happens. So, like, yes, it was us.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
She's got a little bit of, like, evil.
I also, this episode, I feel like she hasn't been that prevalent. Like, sure, she handled those flyers. I almost feel like her agent was like, Ethel needs, like, more lines. Like, they were like, she needs a more prevalent role. So they, like, gave her a bunch of lines in this episode. But I also, like, this episode was, like, they were trying to get everybody back in. Like, suddenly Fangs the serpent has a lot of lines. Suddenly, excuse me. Suddenly Midge and, Chuck is back, and who else? Moose. Like, all those people that, like, we rarely see, and here they are, like, so heavy, important, you know?
Yeah.
Hiram said to Hermione, he was like, yeah, Fred and Archie are as distant as ever, and we need to keep it that way. Like, you are a sick man, and I don't like him. Like, I'm gonna make my bones with him.
Yeah, what? They always say that.
Yeah, they say make my bones, and I'm like...
Make my bones. What?
What is that... Like, getting even, or, like, it's, like, sometimes I think it's getting even, sometimes I think it's, like, proving yourself, like, okay.
We need, like, a Riverdale dictionary.
Yeah,
like,
ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like every, like, major, like, say, like, the Hunger Games, they have, like, came out with a bunch of, like, dictionaries and that kind of stuff. Whenever they're, like, trying to frame Ethel for the, like, notes and stuff, she said that she's, like, she would never do anything to hurt anybody, especially, like, not on purpose, and it's like, okay, what about literally, like, an episode or two ago when you handed out all those flyers to her Veronica? Like, you... Okay.
I'm telling you, she's evil.
Some inconsistencies here.
She is.
You are the perfect Sue.
Yeah.
Or wait, not...
She's the perfect...
Chris. Perfect Chris.
Perfect role.
Yes, she was like, your typecast, is what she said. Yeah. And then Archie is all like... oh, like, who should be playing Sue and who should be playing Chris? And I was like, Veronica should still be playing Chris Archie, but nice try. Like, I get she's your girlfriend and you're all blinded by that, like, sexiness or whatever, and, like, bad boy game that you have going on. Like, I feel like Archie has never quite been a part of, like, sure, he was on the football team, but I feel like he did music, so he kind of, like, was all on his own. And I feel like this is the first crew that he's, like, a part of. So he's like, because he's with the lodges, he feels like he's actually like finally putting something worthwhile towards like a cause. What you feel?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Archie has a lot of like complex issues that are kind of like they're a deeper analysis, you know, like Tony tells Cheryl to stand up to her mom after Penelope is like, no, you can't be Carrie. And I'm like, okay, we just learned that her mom is a psychopathic murderer. Why do we want her to stand up to her mom now? Like, that sounds like a great way to get sent back to God knows where. Like, great way to die.
The scene where she's, like, covered in
blood. I love that. Like, it was iconic. First of all, I love that dress that she's wearing, like, throughout the whole episode. The, like, the pink, like, satin. Yes, so cute. Like, perfect. It's, like, Virgin Mary. Well, Virgin Carrie. And then she comes covered in blood, and I was like, damn, like, she is really that bitch. She really did that. Like, that is, she was like, this is, your blood. Whose blood was it? It was Jason's and Daddy's.
And it'll be
yours
next. That scene kind of reminds me of when Betty went into Chick's room and was kind of, like, threatening
she was like,
him.
I'll kill you.
that was, and I think Penelope was genuinely shook.
She was scared. She was like, dear God, child.
I
was like, it was morbid as hell. Like, I was into it. Hiram tells Fred that he got Archie the Firebird. So then Fred's mad, and he's like, oh, I thought we were gonna get an old junker and, like, fix it up together. So Archie gives back the Firebird, and then he gets this, like, big hunk of metal. And it's like, there's a difference between
an old car.
Getting an old car that you're going to fix and literally getting the first Model Ford.
Yeah, like the Flintstone car.
He got the first car ever made to man. We will never see him drive that hunk of metal. Like, apparently they're gonna fix it up together.
Whatever.
I bet all the inconsistencies in the scripts, they literally always pull in stuff. They never pull it full circle. And, like, we're never gonna see that car again. It's not gonna happen. And I didn't even realize, like, I feel like the full first season, Archie's driving around in a truck. I didn't even realize that wasn't his truck.
Me neither.
You know, like, it seemed like, and it turns out, I guess it's just Fred's, like, whatever.
A big thing.
Oh, shit, I didn't realize that happened this episode.
Big thing.
Okay, so, I said that I'm okay with Chuck now. Like, I forgive, like, his douchiness in the past, and I feel like his douchiness in the past wasn't even that deep. They just, like, at the time, the plot had not developed that much. It was not that deep. Okay, excuse my eye right now. The plot had not developed that much, so it wasn't that deep, so they had a lot of, like, surface level conflicts and stuff. But, like, that's behind us. Like, I feel like they're trying to, like, I think they're trying to repurpose Chuck's character because we have Reggie now, and Reggie's, like, the typical douchebag asshole. You can't have Reggie and Chuck both be typical douchebag assholes. One of them has to, like, take a different path, you know? So, I don't know. I could kind of see, like, maybe Chuck and Veronica getting together in the future. Ooh. I don't know. I want to know who would... I want someone new to come for Archie. Archie deserves better.
Yeah.
Like, just someone brand spanking new.
Something's gonna happen.
There's gonna be some freshmen. Oh, like Teen Wolf. Bro. Yes. Oh, predicting it right now. Because we haven't even made it, like, one full school year cycle yet.
Yeah, you're right.
So, it's gonna be like Teen Wolf. They're gonna bring in freshmen. If you writers watch this, you're welcome. No balls kill someone important.
Oh, she went there.
Because, is this the... Yes, the end of the scene, they kill Midge. Okay. Midge is dead, and we're like, oh, shit. Like... Yeah. And...
That was intense, though. Like,
yeah, I was not expecting that at all. Like, whenever she was like, oh, like, why isn't she on her knees singing? I thought, like, I never thought that she'd be dead. Like, yeah. And then there she was, hung up like Carrie's mom.
On stage.
Like, how did she... They must have, like, covered her mouth or something. Talking about logistics. Like, how did no one hear that? I don't know. It's, like, so wild. But, yeah, I said, like, kill someone important. Like, maybe I shouldn't have said that,
maybe
but I said...
shouldn't.
like, sure, someone dies and you're, like, shook, but, like, you're killing off all these small characters. Everyone's like, oh, someone died, but, like, I ain't hurt. I ain't bothered. Like, I'm a little shook, but, like, not really. And then everyone wants to, like, cry and act like they're best friends. And I'm like, bitch, you have not talked to her in, like, 3 episodes. Three seasons.
It's been 3 episodes since we've talked.
Yeah, like, y'all are basically strangers. Like, you have chemistry together, big one. This is the episode, I'm pretty sure, wherever they go to the Sisters of Quiet Mercy, and they're like, they ask about Chick, or Charles, or whatever, and she shows a photo, which I don't remember why they went there in the first place. Like, did she already think that he wasn't Chick?
Yes.
But for some reason, whenever she was like, yes, here he is, and she was like, that's not my brother, and she was like, yes, it is. So I don't remember why they even went there in the first place. It had to do with Chick for sure, but yeah, basically they find out that he's like not the same guy. He's been impersonating them. Yeah. And I was shook. Like, I was shook, but I also wasn't surprised because he's like acting a little psycho.
Let's see. Chick gets knocked out. Someone knocks him out. I think Jughead knocks him out in the kitchen. When he
pulls a knife.
Yeah, because Chick pulls a knife on him, and Jughead, oh, he dodged that.
I love a bad boy. Nick St. Clair and his, like, ghoulies, not literally ghoulies, but, like, his guys come and freaking, what am I looking for? They attack Archie and, like, take him. And they look like the Black Hood. They all have black hoods on. And that makes me worried, how long are the writers gonna freaking drag the Black Hood out? Oh. Like, eventually, they caught one Black Hood. They're probably gonna catch another one. Like, they're gonna catch more. And I'm like, when will it stop? Yeah. And, like, they originally related the Black Hood to the remember they had, like, there was the guy that whenever they were delivering the, drugs whenever Penny, like, mailed them to, like, take the drugs to Greendale, and, they ran into that guy who picked them up and was like, oh, yeah, like, the Black Hood, I bet it's this killer that was here back in the day. Which I think that's the killer that had killed the family of Mr. Svensson, yeah, Mr. Svensson. So, like, the serial killer that killed his family, this guy was like, oh, yeah, that's probably the Black Hood. Huh. So, like, I'm just afraid they're gonna drag it on forever. Yeah. So, like, I'm tired of everyone. They're like, I'm tired of everyone. Like, it's literally just a ski mask, but it's a Black Hood.
The Black Hood.
Like, dear God, it is the most common, like, thing to wear when you're doing a crime.
Yeah. Yeah.
At some point I wrote, FP is such a good guy, let's be real. I don't even know what that was in response to.
I think I know. Because that's when Alice, like, came to him and broke down.
Oh, yeah. No.
And that's when she was like, I had your son, and he's dead because of me, which is not really true, honestly. I mean, she did turn him away, but she didn't kill him.
If the effects, his life, he may still be alive if she hadn't turned him away. But it's not that she killed him. It's not necessarily her fault.
He could still be alive. We don't know.
I honestly bet he's gonna come back. I feel like they're like forcing an answer out of him when they're like, "Tell me where my brother is," and he's like, he's like, "I know your brother was a junkie," and then he's like, I don't know if he ever downright says he killed him, or he's like, I didn't mean to hurt him. So like, I bet he's gonna come back next season. Like, the real, it's gonna be a plot twist. I mean, we don't know about it, but like we suspect it. So, but I'm sure I'll be shook when it happens. I'll forget by then.
Yeah,
next year.
We're like, what? I thought he was dead.
Yeah.
What?
So Nick is talking to, so like he sets up the webcam or whatever where he's gonna show Archie, him and Veronica having a good time, and I feel like Nick's talking about like, oh, like Archie and Riverdale are just a phase, and honestly I feel like they are for Veronica. Like, she just, like, I think she is not completely outside of that life, and I can't talk about what's going to happen later on, but, like, I feel like she's not totally out of that life, and I think that, especially since I think that they're going to break up, like, I think they're, like, really superficial, like, I would like to see her leave.
You really don't.
I mean,
her.
She's too, I don't think she'll leave, like, long term. She's too important. But I'm sure she'll lapse with New York. Like, she'll have a New York relapse and leave everyone.
I could see that.
Like, it might be, like, seasons down the road. Yeah. But, yeah.
We'll see.
Like, is this gonna be, like, the next, like...
One Tree Hill.
Okay, One Tree Hill went forever, but also, like, Pretty Little Liars that literally went on forever.
I hope so. I like this show.
Yeah, I love this show. Like, the beginning of season 1, I was like, I watched it, but I didn't really, I was like, the acting's okay, but then they, like, grew into their acting. Okay, that's the, all I have for episode 32.
One more thing. Betty delivers Chick to the Black Hood.
That happened this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is what the Black Hood wants from Betty. He wants Betty to be like him.
Yeah, and it's so weird because he's like, Betty, you're like not like you're like me, but you're not, like, I'm not after you. You're not bad. I don't know. Yeah. It's weird because like he's like, I'm after sinners, but he's like, here, Betty, sin for me. At the end of episode 32, actually, we saw that she got home and she was like, where's Dad? And she's like, oh, he went out looking for you. And then she's like, oh. Fuck. Like, she's like, Dad is the Black Hood.
Yeah, that's
like,
when it
literally
clicked in her mind,
yeah.
I think.
And I think like she knew from the get-go, like, of this episode, like, he is the Black Hood. There was never like, she was like, he could be, but I think she knew in her gut, like, he was 110%. Hal, they're like all at dinner, and Hal is like, oh yeah, I experienced the darkness too.
Yeah, because
Betty's like,
them.
Oh fuck, like, she knows.
Yeah.
She's scared.
Ooh, that's the scene where we see his eyes
are like super green.
We know the Black Hood has super green eyes, and they do this on purpose, this shot of his eyes.
Yeah, and they totally edited his eyes to make them look more green.
Yeah.
Like, it almost makes me wonder, I'm like, from the get-go, did they know that they were gonna make him a Black Hood, or they were like, you know what would be a good idea? Let's make Hal motherfucking Cooper the motherfucking Black Hood. Like, then everybody thinks that Fangs killed Midge. Like, not necessarily everybody thinks it, but everyone wants to blame someone, and they were having a high school affair, whatever, and so everyone's like, he's a serpent, it was him, and then the new freaking elected sheriff, who I don't like, he obviously, who knows if he's even a real sheriff, like, he literally was just brought in by Hiram, and he's like, you need to come with me, and then Fang's pocket knife falls out of his pocket, and the way, I just spit a little, the way they made it look was like, they made it seem like that was evidence that he was the killer. Like, this, he has a pocket knife.
Because he has a pocket knife.
Yeah, I was like, seriously? Like, and it was like such a dramatic shot. There's like dramatic music in the background. I was like, OMG.
The Black Hood comes into the debate, which makes us think that Hal is innocent.
Because, like, if there's
he's
one,
there.
yeah, if there's one Black Hood, like, shooting, and we see how, because immediately it goes off, Betty's like, Dad, like,
Yeah.
she sees him, and she's like,
So, what?
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes
And
us
there's,
think
like,
that it's not Hal.
yeah,
Even though in, like, just a few scenes earlier, we see Hal's eyes.
and we're like, he's definitely the
Yeah.
Black Hood. So, like,
So,
don't know what to believe at this point.
oh, I thought, what's his name? Archie's dad was going to get shot again. That's what I thought was going to
Yes,
happen.
I was so scared. I was like, no, I literally, like, I can't take it. On a personal level, I cannot. And even though the shooter and Hal were, like, separate, that doesn't mean that he isn't the Black Hood.
Right.
But also doesn't mean the other person isn't the Black Hood.
Mm-hmm.
We've known from the get-go, there's been multiple Black Hoods this whole time, so maybe there are 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. Who knows? Maybe they're like a gang. Maybe it's a new Serpents, the Black Hoods.
Maybe the Black Hoods.
Like, they're...
Oh my gosh.
They are a fan of, like, gangs. Like, they're, like, the Bulldogs, the Ghoulies, and then the Circle, the Dark Circle. Yeah, it's, like, not necessarily a gang, but it's, like, damn. Like, you
Yeah.
are very gang-like activities.
We see Veronica confront and turn on her dad. I think this is the episode she's finally like, wow, he is really a terrible person.
Yeah.
And I can't,
She's like, seriously?
like, I can't stand with him anymore. So we finally see her, like, stick up. for
Yeah, or she
herself.
tries anyways. Like, I think she still has, like, she has some, like, kinks to work out, but she's like, I figured all this out, I'm gonna do it on my own, blah, blah. Fangs gets shot in this episode, right?
Yes.
The very end, he gets shot, and it's like, so we see Reggie coming with the gun, and, like, Hiram was like, you need to take justice into your own hands. Like, is Hiram a vampire? Like, you know how vampires have that effect on people where, like, anything they say kind of, like, goes into their mind? Like, does he have that effect on people?
I guess.
Why does everyone do what he wants them to do? Like, it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
But, so he's walking with the gun, and then Archie, like, tackles him, and poor Fangs is like, I don't want to die. And then they come out, and he gets shot.
sad.
Like,
I was like, no, like,
Yeah.
he's not even, like, a big character, but still, I did not want him to die.
I loved
like,
him. I'm a serpent for sure. Like, I feel like blood to blood. Cut off my snake tattoo.
I feel like that was, like, an iconic scene. Like, you see the
The
serpents,
song
like,
was perfect.
yes.
I also thought it was weird because they were like, oh yeah, we stand in unity and nobody falls. There were only like 5 serpents there. I was like, where is everybody? Like, why don't they all... If there were more of them, they would have been safer. And I also feel like if Fangs would have just, like, put his hood up and, like, walked out by himself, like, maybe no one would have noticed him.
Maybe.
And if he would have, like, hung out there long enough, like, rude as hell for the sheriff's office just, like, throw him out. Because I feel like if he would have hung out there long enough, eventually they would have, like, disbanded out there. I don't know, but, like, that's just my personal thoughts. Hashtag justice for Fangs.
I think this episode is at 33 or 34?
34.
Okay, this episode 34 is my favorite because
It was so good.
there's so much. I kind of feel like this one should have been the finale.
It should have been the finale. If they were
It
smart.
was so intense.
Well, the thing is,
And it ended on a cliffhanger. Like a big cliffhanger.
at the beginning of this episode, the Black Hood comes for Cheryl.
Yes.
Because, well, Betty had gone to her dad and she was like, me and Cheryl went to your, like, house. Like, why did you have this freaking, like, why'd you have this Nancy Drew book? Like, you're the Black Hood.
Yeah.
And he was like, Cheryl? He was like, you and Cheryl? And then the very beginning of the next episode, boom, he's there to kill Cheryl. And she, like, climbs out her window and gets her, like, thing, and she shoots him in the shoulder. Yeah, she looked really cool. But I was like, why didn't she, like, shoot him to the point where, like, he was, like, could not go anywhere, like, in the leg or something? Like, you could have ended it all then and there.
Yeah.
I mean, but they can't do that. But, like, still, if, like, it was a reasonable... Yes. I said, Hiram is cold as hell. Once again, surprise. Let's see the word I'm looking for. Common theme in this here series. So, Reggie calls him, he's like, you have to help me, like, everybody's after me, they think I shot Fangs. And then, he's like, sorry, I can't help you. And he's like, calm.
He's like, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
Like,
my
you
God.
start so many problems.
Yes.
And
Ooh, I hate him. Betty gets home after Cheryl's like, yeah, I injured him. And then she gets home, there's blood everywhere. So, like, obviously, he's the Black Hood. That was him. She shot him. And it's like, oh, fuck. Like, scary. I'm like, Betty, should you be there? Like, is this a good idea?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, this is so intense.
Yes.
This episode. Oh my gosh.
And then they all meet up at Pop's, and the ghoulies show up outside.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what? I forgot they even existed.
Me too.
I was
forgot about
like,
them.
what the heck? And I realized when we rewatched it that they mentioned that, like, a couple episodes ahead that they had gotten out of prison, that they were released, and that they were, like, wanting revenge. Because apparently they've been in jail this whole time from when they had that drag race. I was like, how the hell did they put them away for that much time?
Wow. I guess I didn't even
They
realize that.
probably found, like, drugs and stuff from it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, that was this season was way too dragged on because you forgot,
I
like,
forgot
details.
About that, yeah.
Yeah. So they come back, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, it's about to get dirty up in here. What do they have to do with this war? Like, they literally are like, let's have some fun. Like, let's get our noses dirty. Why not? And then the, like, OG dads, FP, Fred, and the Sheriff Keller, they all come and, like,
Yes.
chase off the ghoulies. After Archie was, like, throwing those, like, fire bombs down, I was like, hey, is that what that's called? It was
I don't know.
like an alcohol bottle with fire, and then you throw it, and then it's... Wait, there's a hair on me.
Riverdale dads coming to save the day. We don't really get many scenes with, like, all three of them, you know?
Yeah, and I feel like we don't really see Sheriff Keller much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I just love to see them all together. And I
Yeah.
feel like we've been missing a lot of Fred lately. Like, yes, he's running for mayor or whatever, but other than that, we don't really see him that much.
Yeah.
Side note, why do the nurses wear old school uniforms with hats? Like, whenever everyone's like, how's Fangs, and, like, everybody's all messed up because of the riots and stuff, the nurses are literally wearing, like, skirts and button-up shirts and hats. I was like,
I
what the
didn't
hell? It's, like,
notice
so
that.
weird how, like, Riverdale is in this weird time period that does not exist. It's, like,
Yeah.
partially in the, like, 70s, 80s,
Mhm.
and partially in, like, 2020.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what year it is. When the Black Hood calls Betty, he still has the weird voice. Like, the jig is up. We know.
True.
We know that he's Hal. So, like, why does he still have the weird voice when he calls him? And that makes me think, like, maybe there's another guy. But then I noticed whenever Betty, I don't know if this episode or the episode before, when she called her dad and she's like, we need to talk. And he's like, do I need to come home? And then she's like, no, like, come where it first started. And he's like, okay. Like, his voice, like, got deeper after that. I don't know if you noticed that. Like, I feel like
did not notice
the
that.
first ring, like, he sounded so like, Betty, do I need to come home? And then it got kind of deeper. And I was like, maybe they're trying to allude to, like, his Black Hood voice. I don't know. And Penny's back. I said, Penny's back. Everyone needs to chill. This is too much. Because, like, when Penny comes, darkness follows.
Yes.
Every single time she comes around, I get the worst feeling. I'm like, no, like, not this bitch again. Like,
Yeah.
someone please take care of her once and for all. Like, we get it. Jughead tried, but, like, it didn't work. Cut off her
Yeah.
serpent tattoo.
I was just gonna say, I thought Penny would have, like, a bigger role since she is back.
She literally just,
But-
like, running the show. Like,
Yeah, we didn't see, like, she didn't have too many lines. It wasn't too
She's
intense.
just kind of there.
I expected it to be a little bit more intense. I don't know.
Yeah, I think she was just, like, she's just, like, the ringleader. She, like, gives them permission.
Yeah.
Almost, like, I don't know. So she has Vanessa, and Vanessa's like, tell her to eat shit or something. I don't know what she's like, something like that.
Wait,
and
you
then
mean Tony?
Tony, yes, her the actress's name is Vanessa. But yeah, she's like, don't come, and then of course he comes. I feel like he needs to come because it's not like, yes, he's friends with Tony, but I also think it's more because he is like the leader of the serpents, and he feels, especially right after Fangs was just shot, I'm pretty sure at this point they were told that Fangs is dead.
I think
So, like, Fangs is dead, and he feels like he just, like, he's let his whole clan, tribe,
Mhm.
gang down. And, like, he's like, I cannot let another one go because, like, that will be the end of me. So, I don't know. It's just, like, Jughead can only take so much, you know? So, then we cut back to, like, Hal and Alice and Betty on the house, and Hal is, like, showing that video of him when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And his
That
mom's
got
like...
so creepy.
Yeah, it was, like, really weird. And his mom's like, your dad was bad, but you'll do better. You have to do better.
Yeah. And that ties back to when Betty was speaking at the meeting or whatever, saying we have to do better for Riverdale.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what, like, triggered it or whatever. I don't know.
His Black Hoodness. Yeah, that's what started it. He had, like... And I think that was, like, during the time when they were like going through their separation issues, maybe, or like it was just beginning. So I think it was like all those things like snapped him all at once.
Yeah.
Like, Zam. Scene felt so much like, if you guys have ever seen like the Sinister movies, I feel like it definitely took inspiration from that, because like the Sinister movies, they like kill their families and record it, and then they like show the next movie, they'll like show a video of the guy that did it before. So it just felt like those vibes very much, and I was like, please no. I was so afraid that he was gonna like show like videos of him like killing people, and I was like, okay. Fred Andrews gets shot again.
Oh my gosh, I was freaking out. I'm pretty sure I screamed at the TV.
Yeah,
Like,
I was like, seriously?
I was like, are you kidding me? But of course, he was okay. He was wearing a bulletproof vest. Luckily.
Luckily.
You know,
yes, like,
they had it on for some reason. I don't.
Because he was on patrol with Keller.
Yeah.
Or maybe one of the like deputies or something.
They were doing something.
But I was like, oh my god. Like, literally when it happened, I was like, no. Like, he literally doesn't deserve this. I was like, I don't think his organs are even fully healed from the last time. Like, he probably would go into, he would die. He would probably die. Yeah. Like, I don't understand what Hal is getting at, because he was like making Betty say like everything that he's done. And he was like, what did I do? And she says one thing, and he was like, what else? And I was like, she knows, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, it's, like, everything the Black Hood has done, you can just say it was you, like, minus one thing. Yeah. Okay, someone has to die tonight. This is way too much drama and standoffs. And I almost wish I wouldn't have said that. Because then, you know what happens? Freaking Jughead goes, and he's like, we're gonna fight. He tries to make, like, a second offer with, Hiram, because Hiram paid freaking Penny and the Ghoulies to come back to town and cause a ruckus and get rid of the Southsiders. So basically his other offer is like basically to give up his life in exchange for like Hiram to call it off, because like obviously Jughead has been a big like nuisance, a big like hurdle in Hiram's political, personal, business gains, advances on Riverdale. So Jughead's like, fine, I'll get out of your way, like kill me basically, and then you can like move on. And then Penny's like, guess what, your sacrifice wasn't for shit. Great. Before Jughead even like made his offer, whenever FP was like, no, we're gonna vote if we're gonna go to war with the Ghoulies or not. Whoops. He was like, we're gonna vote over going to war. And I swear, why did Cheryl vote with the serpents? Like, you aren't a serpent. Yeah, I noticed her vote. And like, she voted like very eagerly. I was like, you're gonna fight, Cheryl? I'd like to see you do it. Like, I mean, I guess I could see her with, like, her bow and arrow. Wait, did she? I don't know. She did go with, Jughead to that very first meeting. Because when they picked up Tony. Remember? She, like, she was, like, never come alone. And then, like, Cheryl stepped out of the woods with her bow and arrow. And he was like, I didn't come alone. Second Black Hood. Like, for sure. Or third now, because, Mr. Svensson's dead. Yeah. But, like, they arrested Hal, but the other guy did the debate and attacked Fred. Right. So, like...
So there's someone.
Yeah, there's someone else. I almost think my personal, like, prediction is that it's, Penelope's, like, that random guy. Yeah. Because, like, when you think about it, Penelope... Yeah, because, like, Penelope and Hal were having an affair at one point. You remember that? And, like, Cheryl was all like, oh, I hope you're not having another, like, mistress, or, what's the opposite of mistress? Hope you're not having another harlot in or something. And then, but, like, her and Hal were having an affair, but, like, Penelope's bad, and Hal's bad, so, like, look at that connection, and then here comes this other man, and it's like, I don't know. Why did Hal try to shoot him in the first place?
I don't get that.
Like,
I don't
Fred's
get that at all.
Good guy. Like, why did he try to shoot him at all? Or maybe he was going after... He was going... No, because it started off... I swear they didn't know it was going to be Hal. They didn't know it was going to be Hal from the get-go, because it started off as a robbery of Pops. And then they turned on, like... Yeah. They turned on Archie. And, like, why the heck would Hal be robbing Pops? Like... They didn't know it was going to be Hal. They literally decided, like, a couple episodes it was going to be Hal. That's my personal, like, thoughts there. Whenever Jughead called and said goodbye to Betty, I was like, damn. Like, it literally was, like, so heartbreaking. I'm not okay. Like, I was so scared. I was like, oh my god, please, no. Like,
Yes.
take it back. Take it back. Pretend like you never said it. Let's move forward.
Yeah.
we can get on from this. Right as Penny is about to, like, as soon as they're about to, like, attack him, she was like, leave a little bit, like, I still have my chunk of flesh, and she, like, gets out her knife, and I'm like, she's gonna cut off his serpent tattoo. But I feel like they, never end up showing, like, her doing that. I don't know, but that's in my mind. I was like, his serpent tattoo is gone. It's so far gone. And then, so the, freaking small fry, Papa Poutine's, that's so funny, because you know what poutine is? It's like fries with gravy and cheese. It's a Canadian thing.
Wow.
So, yeah. So it's like Papa Poutine and the small fry. It's so funny. But anyways, so small fry comes and he's gonna like fuck up Hermione and Veronica, which I feel like Veronica was not that present in this episode, or like I just didn't have much to say about her apparently until this part. So freaking Hermione shoots him dead, and that's when Hermione finally realizes she's like they're being so cold towards Hiram, and I love it. Like he walks in, they don't even look at him, and like he found Andre, actually rest in peace Andre, great man, but then like he sees, and she's like, there's another body in the foyer. And like that's what they're like, you're dead to us. Yeah.
That's what they tell us.
Jughead can't be dead. No, I knew someone was going to die. WTF. Tell me this wasn't the season finale. Because I swear I never know when it's the season finale or not. I'm always like Googling it. I'm like, when's the last episode of Riverdale?
Yeah.
I'm like, tell me.
That's
not the end.
That one should have
It should have been the
That
season
is
finale.
it was so intense. That was such a cliffhanger.
I wouldn't have been okay. But like, probably, I feel like they're going to wait another year before the next, 6 months or a year, but probably a year before the next season comes out.
It's coming out in the fall.
Oops. That soon already?
Yeah.
Dang.
That's what I saw on Instagram. It better be coming out.
I love some boom, boom, boom. So I was thinking, like, if they're going to end on a cliffhanger like that, there better only be, like, they should end it on a cliffhanger like that before the hiatus for the Olympics. Like, because it's, like, not long enough to piss people off, but long enough to be like, oh, like, I have to know, you know?
Yeah, I broke my pop socket.
Oh, no. Oh, my
no
gosh.
worries.
You know what I want for breakfast? We should go get hash browns. Whether it's, like, some IHOP hash browns or, like, some Chick-fil-A hash browns or some McDonald's hash browns.
Wait. You think we have IHOP? You think we have Chick-fil-A? That's funny. That's funny.
Wherever I can get some hash browns. So Waffle House.
LOL. Nope. You
don't have one trashy breakfast joint?
No, we have a good breakfast joint.
Oh.
It's good.
I love a good 24-hour trashy breakfast joint.
Yeah, it's not 24 hours.
The finale opens up all of them at the grave.
Yep, they're trying to trick us.
And it literally is Jughead's grave. And, like, first you're like, no, this has to be someone else's grave. And then it's like, that's literally Jughead's grave. And then it was, like, a dream. And you're like, really? Like, that was cold as hell. Like, it was only a couple seconds, but still. I was like, really?
Bangs is alive. So
I know.
For, like, an episode and a half, we think he's dead. But, no, he's actually alive. So
just, like, misinformation. No big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
we
that
were
was...
confused.
We literally were both like, what? Like, what the heck? Okay, like, Bangs,
I'm
I
glad
see
he's
you.
alive. Like, good.
Yeah, good for Serpents don't exist anymore. So, like, Jug wakes up and FP tells him, like, the serpents, like, we went to war and we all have to, like, leave town. So that makes me wonder, like, did a bunch of them die? Or, like, what? I don't know. They, like, got in a big fight. Oh, the trailer park burned down.
Oh.
Pretty much most of the trailer park burned down. So, like, everybody fled town or they're staying at the White Worm. We see... So Cheryl gets emancipated and she's going to take the, like, letter to her mom, and that's when she sees Hiram in the barn with Penelope and Claudius. And you're like, excuse me? Yeah, so maybe Hiram has been freaking attached to the Black Hood this whole time, because at one point they were like, I just kind of, like, thought about this, because at one point they were like, who came to town whenever the Black Hood came back? And they're like, oh yeah, Chick. Who came to the town whenever the Black Hood first started? Hiram. Like, I mean, it was, like, a little bit of time, but still, like, he didn't really start doing his bidding until second season. So he started doing his bidding, and he's like, time to bring in the Black Hood, or time to, like, manipulate someone. I don't know if, like, maybe him and Hal have some old beef. Maybe that's why he was able to buy the Register so easily. Like, why did Hal sell the Register? It had to have been, like, because him and Hiram are in cahoots. I don't know. We might find that out, but I feel like, because otherwise, like, why would Hiram just sell it? Like, that's their livelihood, like.
Yeah. I thought it was funny when Jughead and Archie were, you know, just eating banana splits in the time of despair. I don't remember what was about to go down. But
wait, that's so funny. I didn't even see that.
You didn't notice that? They were
No.
literally, like, just chowing down on banana splits, like, okay, we gotta go, like, you know, kill some people. I don't know.
That's funny.
I
Yeah,
know.
no, I didn't even notice that. All the time they're at Pops and they don't have anything, like, not drinks, not anything. They literally just chill there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shouldn't Pops have, like, a no loitering sign? Betty says something, she was like, I'm supposed to be this great detective or something, and I'm like, are you, Betty? Are you really? Like, just because you read Nancy Drew when you were little, like, no one said you were a great detective. Like, you
Yeah.
literally gave yourself that title.
Yeah.
It's not that deep. Like, you're the one that was nosy and went, like, poking your head around wanting to know stuff, but, like, she said, I'm supposed to be this great detective. No one's holding you to that standard, honey. Like,
Right.
chill. So sad when you see all the serpents of the worm. It literally looks like a
Yeah.
soup kitchen.
Yeah.
They're, like, eating out of cans, like, everybody's just, like, laying on the floor and stuff. I was like, no, like, that's so sad.
Mhm.
I'm definitely a serpent, for sure, for sure.
Archie's sticking up for the South Side. So
For the first time.
Yeah, so the South Side students were gonna get sent away. So Archie sticks up for them, gets a whole bunch of people
To wear serpent jackets. Like,
Yeah.
literally just, like, I don't know how the heck he convinces them. How he
Yeah.
turned himself, okay, understandable. How he turned a bunch of other people, no idea. But I feel like that was the first time all season Archie made a choice for himself. Like, he literally has been doing Hiram's dirty work, doing Veronica's dirty work, doing something to save his dad. This is the first time, like, he did it under his own jurisdiction. Like, no one influenced him to do that. That was entirely his idea.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes, B. Thank you, Archie. I love some independence. So then FP is all like, Jughead, you're going to Toledo. And, like, obviously I don't want Jughead to go to Toledo. Like, I don't want him to leave. But at the same time, one, like, common theme throughout the whole, like, last two series has been wanting to have his family back together. And we haven't seen his mom or Jellybean. So, like, I would love to see the family back together. Like, obviously we have, like, Alice and FP are starting to, like, get this thing together.
Yeah.
But, like, I think, what if Jellybean, I don't know. Sometimes I think Jellybean's, like, 15. Sometimes I think Jellybean's, like, 10.
Yeah.
If she's, like, 15,
What if
Jellybean and Archie? What if
Wait.
Jellybean and Archie get together?
What?
If she's, like, kind of older, you know?
I don't know.
Because I don't know. She could be 10. She could be 15.
I don't know.
I have
don't
no
know.
idea. But I don't know. Just a thought. But I would love to see the family back together.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Betty goes to see her dad in jail.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's going there to, like, tell him, like, I am not like you. We are not the same. And he's just saying, yes, we are. You'll be back. You'll be back.
Which she might be back next season. We'll see.
Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, she
Yeah.
did cover up a murder, which, like, her mom told her. It wasn't really her choice. And she handed the chick over. But, like, I think her I was about to say that her, like, darkness is revenge darkness, but that's her dad's darkness. Like, he
Yeah.
genuinely thought it was, like, revenge. So, I don't know, like, we could see Betty do some more, like, messed up stuff. They killed Tallboy. They tried to say that Tallboy was the one that shot Fred the second time, which I just don't believe at all.
Yeah.
They
No.
said that he's done Hiram's dirty work before, so it would make sense, and they just killed him so that he
No.
couldn't talk and say it was Hiram, but, like,
It's not.
I think that they just wanted to, like, peg someone, so
Yeah.
they're like, yep, he's the one, like, he's
Yeah.
dead, and it totally, like, he has a lot of beard, like, I feel like that's kind of hard to hide even under a black hood, like,
Yeah, it wasn't him.
I don't think so at all.
Hiram is telling the sheriff, you know, just tell him that it's
the
fine.
the sheriff is, like,
Yeah.
totally, like, at his beck and
Yeah.
call, his will, like, he does not care.
Archie wins class president.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that Archie was, like, running for president. I thought he was Veronica's running
Yeah,
mate. So,
that's
like,
what
I thought
but-
Veronica was gonna be president, and he was gonna be, like, co-president, vice president, whichever.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently he's president. I don't know.
Speaking of Cheryl, I guess we can talk about how she is
Is a serpent?
I mean, okay, but, like, Why was it so hard for Betty?
Yeah,
to
they
get
won't
in?
let Betty be a serpent.
Like, she had to go through all this stuff.
And she still isn't considered a serpent. Like, they're still against her. But, like, so quickly, Cheryl gets a jacket, and I'm like...
And a red jacket.
And especially, like, the whole time she's been so against serpents. And now, like...
Now she wants to be one because Tony's one.
Yeah, and, like, Betty has always been... Like, ever since her and Jug, like, became friends again and got together, she's been so for the serpents, like, this whole time. And it's like, what the heck? Like, why are you guys so against her? Like, and Alice was a serpent. Like, she literally has serpent blood. Like, moving on. Jug was like, oh, will you be my, like, serpent queen? Because, FP's retiring and he's now the king. Which he kind of was anyways, but then FP came back. But... Then she has to be his queen, but I bet the serpents are still gonna... That's still gonna be a part of the plot next season. They're still gonna fight against her.
Gonna reject her.
And it's like, she literally will do anything for you. Like, Sweet Pea's all like, we don't want Betty, but I know you liked it when she was up there pole dancing. Whatever, Sweet Pea. Get over yourself.
Cheryl didn't have to do any of that to get in, but...
Yeah.
That's so
and then Polly...
Oh
my god, she scares me. Like, something's fishy with Polly.
Yeah.
Like, so first of all... There's the part whenever Betty was like, do you think that we have, like, the evil within us? And Polly's like, no, we don't. Polly has it. Alice is not okay, like, finding out that he's a Black Hood. Like, she's having some serious issues. And then Polly's like, oh, yeah, like, I can, like, recommend you a guy.
I can set you up with. And she, like, sips her tea.
Yeah, like, someone that you can talk to.
Yeah, right. That's sketchy.
But she just, like, had this look on her face. It was very, like, Chip-esque. Or Chick-esque, not Chip. It was very Chick-esque, and I was like,
yeah,
I see you. Yeah, something's fishy.
It
It will come, yeah, we'll see it later on. So Archie gets arrested for killing Cassidy, the guy in the woods, which, why is the mayor coming to arrest him? Like, let's think about logistics here. Why is not the mayor, why is the sheriff coming of Riverdale coming to arrest him when they are, like, that was an entirely different town, like, hours away, and they're coming to arrest him, like, whatever.
This was the guy from the lake episode.
Yes.
When they went on this trip, the guy that broke in, Archie went after him. Andre actually killed him. So.
And then Hiram's standing at the end of the gym, like, had a burp. Hiram's standing at the end of the gym just, like, looking at him. And, like, he's getting Archie out of the way because we have that scene where Archie's like, I'm done doing your bidding. Like, I'm gonna fuck you up. And he's standing there with a knife, and I'm just waiting for him to stab him. I'm like, take him out, Archie. Take him out.
But he stabs the table.
Of course. Like, can't stab.
And then he leaves the knife. Like, why give Hiram another knife, you know?
Let him stab you in the back. No, but, so he threatened him, and he was like, I'm not gonna stop until I expose you entirely. And then Hiram's like, fine, you're going to jail for murder.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know, I'm like, how long can they like, murder, you can go to jail for, like, 30 years. There's no way they're gonna keep him, like, yeah, like, he might be there for, like, 1-2 episodes, he'll get out.
Yeah, he'll get out, but, you know.
Right, like, what proof do they have? Anyways, like, show me some evidence, like.
That's where it ends.
That's... Okay, so our predictions, what do we think? So, I think the third Black Hood is Claudius.
Yes.
I think that... Oh god, what are the other predictions we had? I think they're, like, all about the Black Hood, honestly. Charles is alive.
Yes.
Chick, I also think Chick is alive.
Yeah, Chick's
like,
gonna come back.
Yeah, like, they try to say that Chick was dead, but he's totally alive. Like, maybe Chick and Charles will come back together.
Maybe.
Like, maybe they'll come back. They'll come back with twins. Oh. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think they'll both be back.
Let's see. The Ghoulies, obviously we have not seen the last of them.
Yeah.
They never really resolved the serpents thing, because they were all at, like, Fred Andrews' house, but, like, the Ghoulies are still in charge of, like, the South Side. So it's like, I don't know what they're gonna do with that. I don't know where we're gonna see the serpents living in the North Side for sure, because the South Side is gonna be entirely Lodge Industries. Like, there's not gonna be anything for them.
Yeah, because Hermione's mayor now.
Oh,
for
yeah.
Sure.
So, we're gonna have a shit show, dystopian, on our hands.
Yeah. Something Alice and FP, that's gonna be a thing.
Yeah, they're gonna be a thing.
I feel like we're gonna see more of Polly.
definitely some more of Polly, because she just, like, that ending scene was just too creepy for, like, to not follow up on it. Chuck, we're gonna see a lot more of him. I think that the way they wrote his character in that last, like, musical...
McCary.
Yeah, I think they're trying to, like, set him up for a different role later on, so... Yeah, I definitely think that he's gonna, like, morph into something else. I don't know if this is necessarily a prediction, but I really hope to see more of Sweet Pea. I just, like, want to see his...
like Sweet Pea.
I do, but I want to see his character develop more. Like, we only have two serpents who we really know well, which Tony, we don't even know much about her. Yeah. But she just has a lot of lines. Whereas, like, Jughead, we know everything about him. And I would like to know a little bit more about one more serpent, because we know so much about so many Northsiders.
Yeah.
Whereas the serpents are just kind of there. Like, they don't have much, like, backstory or anything. So, yeah, I'd like to see more of that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you decide to watch this half before you watch Jessica's, now would be the time to go watch Jessica's. Or if you already watched it, if you guys like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it, and it helps on my channel. And be sure to comment your, like, predictions, like, who is a third Black Hood? Is there even a third Black Hood? Like, is it literally somebody that hired? Comment all your predictions, all your, like, angers, all your, like, highs, all that kind of stuff, so we can, like, talk about it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Bye!